Adele Henderson here, in the ATL, representing for the Atlanta Daily World and the Atlanta Tribune, and we're here in Atlanta during Atlanta Cigar Week. With the founders of this, amazing experience that just I'm blown away. I got a chance to, just get a taste of it, last night. But man, we have the founders here. We got Henry Stokes here. Representing. We got Octavia here. Just super brand ambassador. I feel like having me another glass of Bacardi. We got my man Tony Hall here. Represent Michigan. Detroit.
What up,
That's
though?
my fellow Michigander. But man, Atlanta Cigar Week. Who wants to start? We all know that the cigar space is a huge growing lifestyle space. I mean, what made you all decide though that hey, we need to come together and put together something that really doesn't exist in the world, a 7 day just experience. Like how did
Well,
how and why?
well, what it was, I remember sitting at home and I get this email about going to a cigar event in New York in November, and it was just kind of like, why would anyone want to go to New York in November? And Atlanta is such a cool place. Like, why don't want nobody do it here? So I remember calling Octavia and we're like, yo, what do you think if we did just event every day, just for 7 days? And so we kind of talked about what the idea could be. Met up with Tony that night, told him about it, and we was like, you know what, we just gonna do it. And originally we thought about it'll be in bar crawl, kind of like really just to showcase how dope Atlanta is. Because at that time we were really coming into the cigar scene in the city and realizing like, oh wow, there's so many places you could go. There's restaurants, there's nightclubs, there's so many cool places that you could go and enjoy a cigar in the city that's like nowhere else. And so our idea was really just to showcase that, and it has just spawned into something that's way bigger than what we've ever imagined.
Right. And for people that don't understand, because I'm probably about a good, I'd say, year and a half into like just really consistently smoking. And I stopped playing with it now. I consider myself a connoisseur in a sense. And nah, I'm not even gonna go that far. It's like because I'm still figuring it out. It's gonna take some more time.
It's
But
a journey. Yeah.
but I do consistently smoke. And so, but the thing, what I didn't understand before, like, when I was smoking 10 years ago, I'd be like, all right, just give me, what's an expensive stick? And yeah, that one right there
Right.
looks expensive and it looks cool. We got a cool wrapper. Let me just go ahead and take that. Talk about just like what the lifestyle, the lifestyle. Octavia, it's like you're a brand ambassador, so you don't become a brand ambassador if you're not about that life. Talk about the cigar lifestyle for those who just really don't know. And I'm pretty sure you've had several experiences helping cross people over into this lifestyle and explain it to them like, no, let me tell you what this is really about.
I mean, honestly, and I started smoking cigars probably about 13, 14 years ago. And I didn't feel that the community itself was as, one was as vast and she was as like welcoming to beginner smokers. So for me, it was like, dang, I need something that's like beginner friendly. And honestly, but that's where it starts, right? Because when you think about any industry, if you don't have new customers, new consumers, your industry is going to die out. You have to continue rebranding and remodeling and innovating and things like that. And so for us, one of those things has really just been to do things on a level that you, even as a beginner, you can come in, learn about the cigar, learn about the etiquette, the cutting, the lighting, all of those things. These are rituals that have been going on for hundreds of years at this point. Do you know what I mean? And right now, we're not doing anything brand new. Do you know what I mean? We're not reinventing the wheel here, but we do put our twist on it that makes it where people that are beginning can come in and feel comfortable, as well as those that have been smoking for 20, 30, 40 years sometimes, because at the heart of it all, you have this beautiful thing, this piece of art, this cigar that someone spent hours, months, years producing, and now you have it in your hand and you're ready to smoke it. And there's something very beautiful about that. And it's definitely one of those things that is an affordable luxury. Do you know what I mean? You might spend $20 for a stick, you might spend $15 for a stick, something like that, but it's still a luxury item.
Right.
And so, but luckily it's something that is accessible for a lot of people. So I think that with Atlanta Cigar Week, we have tried to make it a situation that we are very accessible to everyone that is interested in this community and in this culture, as well as obviously adding our elevated elements to it and our exclusive events and different things like that. But for the most part, come one, come all. Let's learn together. It's a journey, you know.
Absolutely. And Tony, I talked about, everybody having such a real cool, unique background. You obviously are, someone who's well traveled, you're ex-military. You also spent an extensive amount of time in the music industry. So, you've experienced all different types of people from all different types of places. And one of the things that I found so cool about, being in this cigar world, in this cigar community, I mean, that's exactly what it is, man. I mean, you sit yourself at the bar or go to, just a real cool cigar spot. I mean, you may just start smoking and you may see somebody for weeks or months. And, once you start to get into like, man, so what do you actually do? Talk about that aspect of this community and what people are able to experience during Cigar Week, Atlanta Cigar Week.
Well, I can give you a couple of stories. One, I was at one of our more storied locations called Davidoff. It's not here anymore, but I'm sitting there, and a guy comes in. He's wearing a suit. I'm wearing jeans and a t-shirt. And he asked that one question that we all hear: "What are you smoking?" We exchanged the names of what we were smoking. We sat down. We chopped it up for about 3 hours, and I mean, it was like we were old friends. So when he got up, he said, "Oh man, I gotta get back to the office. It's 3 o'clock. I mean, I'm sorry, I've been going 3 hours." So that let me know, number one, he was the boss.
Right.
So he walks out, and the manager comes in, and he was like, "Hey, I didn't know you knew Rick." I was like, "Who was Rick?" He said, "The guy you was just talking to for 3 hours." I said, "Oh yeah. That's my buddy now. Yeah, we're cool. Had a nice conversation." He's like, "Yeah, he's worth like $200 million." I was like, "Yeah, no, I didn't know that. It never came up. Like that wasn't really important at the time. But we just bonding. We're just smoking cigars and as we like to say, we were into that fellowship. So we have so many relationships like that where it starts off that way, just over a cigar, and it gives us an opportunity later to build relationships, go into business endeavors, and just grow this community. I've even had associates who were not cigar smokers who now hang out. As a matter of fact, he'll be at the event tonight. He texts me, like, "Yo, I got to be there." He doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink, but being around cigar smokers increased his income by $63,000 last year. He made it a point to tell me that. He says, "There's no other group of people that I've been around while doing business that it increased my money like that." So for me, that's one of the things that it represents for us. An opportunity to network and grow your business and meet like-minded people.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. And I mean, Henry, you were talking about, just a huge part of the inspiration for getting this going was you didn't feel like you needed or wanted to travel to New York to attend a cigar event in November where it's going to be freezing. But when you all decided to, hey, step out on faith and say, hey, it's a great location here in Atlanta because this industry is bananas. I didn't know that you could get really amazing cigars at certain Krogers in the city. You helped me understand that. But what was it like? And branding is your thing, right? So what was that process like? And obviously your gut said let's do it, but what was that process like to pull it together? And how did y'all come to a place in such a short amount of time to where people are literally traveling from all over the country, taking time off from work, missing kid birthdays, taking, like
Yeah.
What was the formula that you all started to put together to know, like, all right, this is about to be special? And now that you see it for what it is now, what are your thoughts, man? Just based on that work that y'all put in.
The truth, it was really all about just us being actually genuine with the people who came to patronize us. We always looked at ourselves not like these, big shots, and we want to be in a section. We're party promoters. No, we of the community as well. So for us, what grew this brand was us stepping out there and speaking to every single person individually, thanking them, talking to them, getting to know them, and making sure that they were having a great time. Make it feel like you're at a family reunion, you're amongst old friends. And they would go back to their towns and say, "Man, I went to Atlanta and you wouldn't believe the founders sat at my table," or "I went over to their house for lunch and they just embraced us and brought us in and really welcomed us into the city." And it's really just indicative to what Atlanta is. It's a city that will embrace you and bring you in and help you out. So we kind of just took that same thing and turned it into what we do at every event. Like we might have a section, but we might sit in it for all of 3 seconds, and it's all about, let's go talk to every person here because everyone's a VIP. And I think with just the treatment, the way we treat people, the way we bring people in, way we make, their experience a priority. I think that allowed it to spread really quickly, because when our first year, our first cigar week ever, every single event was sold out. It was blowing my mind.
Wow.
We get to Highland and they were at capacity within 45 minutes, have to lock the door, and then we go to the event at it was a cigar lounge called 617 at the time, and I had to sneak Hall of Famer Ed Reed in the back door, who came from Bahrain and who came from Sweden to Atlanta Cigar Week, all from what. So it was about the touching the people, and the people made it big.
Wow, yeah, and the cool thing about when you come into this community, I mean, you don't necessarily have to be balling or just make a whole lot of money, but I'd like to think on average, you are gonna uh, find yourself dealing with the cream of the crop oftentimes when it comes to people in the business community, entrepreneurs, etc. Um, just from a standpoint of these sold out events. And I'm pretty sure that was just like, mind blowing to see this thing come into, from your mind and it's activated and people are, selling out events. This was the very first year y'all, Octavia, y'all introduced a very premium VIP experience. And I'm pretty sure anytime you find yourself in a place where you're introducing something that's super high tiered and pretty
Yeah.
pricey, it could get kind of scary. Like, man, are people that invested? Are they going to spend that money?
Yeah.
So talk about the different tiers. Two of which is that are sold out.
Yes.
One that's still available. People still have time to participate. But there's one experience you can still purchase. Tell us about that experience and how you all decided to introduce this particular experience this year.
Well, so let's just start with the fact that, like, for us, we didn't start with the VIP at all. Like, we had no VIP. All of our events were free. We weren't charging for anything. We definitely didn't have a VIP. Reason being, we didn't have a VIP offer.
Mm,
And at the heart of everything that we do is, can we produce the quality? Can
right,
we produce the stellar experience? Can we give these people, if they're paying us, can we give them what they're paying for? If
right,
we can't ask for that, right?
right,
When you ask for money and you're not ready to deliver that, that's going to backfire on you every single time. So we knew that going in. So we actually didn't offer any VIP at all until probably year 3, 4, something like that, which,
right,
we had the weekend VIP and we had the week-long VIP. So we rocked that out for 2, 3 years. And this year, because we constantly got questions and comments and concerns from our VIPs, like, this ticket is not enough money. We need to pay y'all more. Y'all are cheating
wow,
yourselves. This ticket should be double the price. Yada yada yada. Do you know what I mean? And like, that was like the constant feedback from a lot of our people who had already stepped up to get that VIP ticket. And so we're like, dang, okay, but at the same time, okay, I don't want every ticket to be $1,000 because I still
Right.
want the person that's just working, that's doing okay, but they can't necessarily pay for $1,000. I still want them to be able to get that VIP experience on some level, right?
Right.
But there are some people that's very comfortable for them. That's what they prefer. They want that top tier, whatever that is. And so we decided to offer that Ultra VIP package, which was $1,500 this year. And it's really just an all-inclusive package that includes everything. I mean, guaranteed seating and bottles and transportation and like private dinners and private events and special gifts and all these different things. But it was definitely scary to press that, okay, they're on sale, because like you said, you just don't know whether people are going to do it or not. And after you put it out there, it's out there. But, we are very, very grateful that we had people that really believed in us. Like literally, I just played golf with two of our VIPs who never even been to Cigar Week at all. And they bought that premium package this year because they're like, I'm just gonna put my faith out there because I've seen what you guys do online. I've never been, but I believe in you guys enough to invest in this package that you're offering. And they are ecstatic already, and we're only going into day 4. And so, I mean, that just makes me very proud that we have been able to meet and in some cases exceed their expectations on what that means.
Absolutely. And so for the people who don't know, I mean, one, definitely go to the website. It's AtlantaCigarWeek.com.
Correct.
Yeah.
And the only thing that's available right now is the VIP package. So, as Octavia was saying, that is a $1,500, package, but it's definitely well worth it. It definitely guarantees you to get in. All of these different, fascinating events, throughout the city, of Atlanta. As we close this up, just want to let people know that, Atlanta Cigar Week isn't the only way that people could connect, with you all. I would love for you, Tony, to, we have something here, man. We have the, the burn report. It's like that's an ongoing experience, correct? I mean, that's something that you all are invested in, and between that and what are some of the other ways that people could engage with you all throughout the year outside of Atlanta Cigar Week?
Well, we do a series of events. Some of the events that are going on during Atlanta Cigar Week, we actually do throughout the year. So everyone can get all that information on the website, AtlantaCigarWeek.com. Some of the other sites we do basically to, form a well-rounded world with the cigar community and Atlanta Cigar Week, and its patrons and the people that actually want to be educated on things that are going on within the cigar world. So we try to remain open to all of that with the with our followers. Those that follow us on social media, follow us on Instagram. Those that just want to know what's going on next with Atlanta Cigar Week.
Definitely that. So, I mean, I highly encourage anyone who, definitely the ones that are smokers, to get engaged, to log on to the website, AtlantaCigarWeek.com, figure out, how you can become a part of this experience, for this week, as well as different things that are going on throughout the year. Octavia, what's one of the first things that comes off the top of your head? Why this experience is so special and why people need to find their way over?
Atlanta Cigar Week is very special, and I think that people should definitely look into coming this year. If you can't make it this year, definitely look into next year. It's always the 3rd week of September. Is because we curate real experiences. We're not just having you pop up at some place and we're doing the same thing we do Monday through Friday, Monday through Sunday here in Atlanta. We go out every night, right? We're drinking every night. During Atlanta Cigar Week, we're actually curating amazing experiences that you have not seen, places you've not been. Our experience on tonight, our She Smokes 2 event, our event tomorrow, our Behind Closed Doors, we have a production studio that we're building out into a speakeasy. Like you're not doing this every day. We have a car show on Sunday with 80s, 90s classic vehicles, the fly cars and the fly girls and guys. And so we are curating an experience that you're going to be able to take home with you. And you're going to remember that 6 months from now, a year from now, until it's time to come back again. So that is definitely a major reason that I think people should definitely tap in. And we do have individual tickets available as well.
Oh, so there are individual ticket sales.
Individual events.
Okay, cool. All right, well, yeah, definitely look into that. Go to the website, AtlantaCigarWeek.com. Tony, take us home, man. What's the big takeaway, man? Why people, if they haven't experienced it, they need to experience it?
Well, all the reasons given already are amazing, but to add to that, the experience, not the experience, excuse me, but the educational piece. But a lot of people have a misconception about cigars. And we have classes. We have 4 classes a year. A couple times we have 6 classes. But we have classes every year that educate you on all aspects of cigar smoking. We even do financial classes. We do how to open up a business, cigar lounge. It's a week that you get so much from educational to the experiences to connections and networking. I can't say enough about it. Excuse me.
Yeah, it's definitely just a very collective experience from the events, the education, the spirits, the food, the art. Like, it's just very all encompassing, and it's just a really, really exciting time.
No, it definitely is. And for somebody who's still, still young in the cigar space, to me, it's exciting just to be able to get exposed to new places throughout the city. Right.
Absolutely.
So that's another thing that I'm really excited to, follow along over these last few days. And I got to find some 90s gear, on Sunday.
You gotta come with it now.
I'm about to find come on. I'm about to find some.
Tony's gonna have an airbrush jacket on or something crazy.
We got to do something, so we go
gotta
from
come with it.
We could, y'all started with the black tie casino night to and then you go to letting people, kind of dress casual, and then we ending it, at Havana, Sandy Springs, with our day, over there, going to car show outside and the 90s theme, the 90s gear, all of that, man. So
and this is all sponsored by Bacardi, by the way. All sponsored
by Bacardi.
So Bacardi has some really dope activations, some really cool stations. They're gonna have a big tent out on Sunday. So it's a good time. Shout out to Bacardi.
Shout out to Bacardi. And then last but not least, AtlantaCigarWeek.com. I cannot say that enough. I appreciate y'all for coming on and giving me some time today and taking care of me last night. And I'm looking forward to hanging out tonight. So Henry, Octavia, Tony, appreciate y'all. AtlantaCigarWeek.com. Make sure y'all check it out, not only for this week, but all throughout the year. Check out the experience. And if you're seeing this somewhere else, it's cool to jump on a plane and come into the city. You got the busiest airport in the world.
Pull up on,
and pull up.
Also, I like the correct term you said earlier. You said they come from all over the country. They're actually coming in from all over the world. Started first year.
Yeah.
Talk that talk. We ain't even getting to what y'all did in Dubai. We ain't even get there. We ain't talk about how y'all do global experiences. That's what I'm saying. That's a whole other conversation. We're gonna have to come back on how they had to build the cigar bar because there wasn't one there.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on. We'll definitely have y'all back. So I appreciate y'all once again. AtlantaCigarWeek.com. I'll see y'all later on tonight.
See you.
Appreciate y'all for making the time.
Bye. Thanks.